Hey, well, it's not showing on my screen. What is going on? No, take off the filter. I look so scary with the glasses. Hi everyone. Welcome to the live. Okay, today we will be going through oral ebooks and we will be doing some grammar. Yuri, do you have your notifications on? I always notice that you're one of the first people to join the lives when I'm on. Can everyone see Mochi? Oh, they can. Right. Yes, you have your notifications on. All right. Could we just like crop out the tabs? Let's wait for a few more people to join. Yuri, before you started watching my lives, did you watch any other teachers' lives or have you been following writers for some time? Just wondering. No? I see. I see. I see. Yeah, no? Yeah. Alright. Okay. Let's begin. Alright, so oral ebooks today. Okay, I will be doing again I'll be doing the grammar later. Okay, we will be doing grammar and again we will I follow so I get a notification. Oh, thank you, Yuri. Alright. So today we have the oral ebooks. We're talking about that, and then we will talk about grammar. Okay, I did agree that we will do grammar. Okay, I split grammar into two parts. So we will be doing the first part in this live, and I think this live will end at what time does this live end? We're split. We're splitting, right? Yeah, at 4. Okay, we end this live at 4, and then we will start another live. Okay, and then I will do the second section of grammar, along with maybe some vocab if that's what you guys want to do. All right, so it is up to you guys. Okay, yeah, you guys can just let me know what you guys want to work on. All right, or if you guys have any questions. Okay, now oral practices. Okay, so you guys should be able to see over here. Can everyone hear me well? Should be able to. All right, everyone should be able to see here. Okay, this is a question I always extend out to parents, especially PSLE parents. Okay, we are really a few months away from PSLE. Actually, yeah, a few months away. It's already June, so I think that is super stressful. So yeah, just extending this question out to parents and hoping that I will see some answers. All right. How many practices do you think your child is doing in school? And do you know how many oral practices your child is doing in school? All right. So this is a valid question, okay? Because we do see some students who they don't really know what they're doing with oral, and that's okay. But we are at the stage where we do want to make sure that everyone is getting the information they need, especially at now that we're in June. So yeah, all right. Okay, so sorry for the blinking in advance. You guys can see me doing this all the time. I have very dry eyes. All right. Okay. Now, at this moment of time, I do want to highlight to parents that it is so important that your child is practicing their oral consistently. All right. Now, it's not just consistency at this moment of time because we are really close to PSLE, so quality is also vital. All right. Now, if your child is doing practices but they are not doing it right, then there is almost no point to practicing. That is unfortunately the truth. All right. That is unfortunately the truth. Okay, if you're doing a practice but you're practicing in the wrong direction, you're not getting like valid feedback. There is, I would say, little effect, little benefit to practicing. All right. Now we are currently offering the PSLE model responses ebook. Okay. Now it is on sale. I do want to highlight that because everyone loves a good sale. Okay, I love a good sale. I go into Cotton On for around 2 hours before I come out every single time there's a sale. So yes, I understand. Everyone likes a good sale. Okay. But this is not like any other oral model responses ebook. Okay. With other ebooks, maybe those you purchase from Popular, students are simply reading material. Okay, they are just reading material whether on online or just physical copy. Okay, but the issue is that they have nowhere to practice and they have nowhere to learn important tools such as emotive expressions or even gestures. Okay, these are all things that we don't talk about enough. Okay, we really don't talk about this enough. Okay, because when it comes to gestures and emotions, I've spoken about this so many times that these are small things that actually can largely benefit whatever you're trying to get across, whatever you're trying to communicate. Okay, because when it comes to gestures and expressions, you can easily make whatever you're saying sound a lot more engaging. It makes you sound like you know what you're speaking. You're more open to hear opinions. Okay, so again, I always use this example with students. Would you rather hear someone who's speaking a very monotonic voice, or would you rather hear someone who is speaking with emotive language? It will always be the second. Okay, so it's the same for teachers. We want to make sure that you are able to engage a teacher in such a way. All right. Okay, I want to highlight again that this is on sale. Okay, I understand that everyone loves a good sale. Like I said, I am someone who loves a good sale as well. I spend 2 hours plus in Cotton On before I come out every single time, so I completely understand. Okay, so we currently have this ebook on sale. Okay, and beyond the 10 engaging oral response videos we have. Okay, these are all karaoke style. We will now be providing 18 plus free videos. Okay, it is the 2023 PSLE model responses. Okay, so we are trying to get in as many past questions as possible and responses in general. Okay, so definitely you will be getting 28 videos. Okay, there is a bit of a lag. Okay, just wait for the screen to turn. There we go. All right, 28 videos. Okay, and I also understand that at this point, some parents might have some doubts. Okay, completely understand. Okay, so I also want to take the chance to share some of the amazing improvements we have brought to our students at the Writers at Work curriculum. Okay, so we have helped many different students. Okay, we have been here since 2012, so long time. Okay, 13.5 years. Okay, we have a lot of resources, and definitely our curriculum has been through its fair share of changes and adaptations to whatever is able to support the students the best. Okay, so we have definitely we have gotten a lot of students the AL ones they want, the AL 1 to 4s. Okay, so we are super proud of that. Okay, and we would like to share that with everyone. Right, so there is really no better proof of effective teaching and education than student results and success stories. Okay, so definitely success stories can come in many different forms. So student results is the first one if students are willing to share their results, and then we have parent testimonials. Okay, and stories. So we hear from parents sometimes, and they are just really happy that about the results that their child gets. All right, now to show you guys, these are some of the results our students have obtained. Okay, now one of the two biggest main issues that students might have in primary school is number one, the composition, and number two, the oral exam. Okay, because these two are not actually like paper two. Okay, when it comes to paper two, a lot of practice, and once you get the gist of it, you're good to go. Okay, you will do a mainly practice is the key. Okay, but when it comes to oral and composition, it is beyond practice. We require something. Students are required I would say a bit more of a sophisticated skill. Okay, it requires a bit more. You sometimes hear teachers saying that students have to be more creative, they need to show not tell. There are small details and skills that are needed to achieve a good composition and oral and oral results. Okay, so definitely I would say that these are things that we really work on very heavily with our students. Okay, and to have students achieve the results you see over here, which is full marks in this composition, we are just super proud. Okay, firstly, we are definitely super proud, we are grateful, and we are just happy that we could bring this to our students. All right, so as you can see over here, we have the Townland Primary School and the Alexandra Primary School at the same time. Okay, so now both of these students got 40. I think it's 40 out of 40. Yeah, so full marks. Hi Hayon, welcome to the live. We are going through the oral ebooks again. Okay, we're sharing more about our curriculum. Okay, I will be going through grammar as well as I think it depends whatever you guys want to do, so you guys can let me know what you guys would prefer to work on today. Okay, but we will definitely be going through grammar because I think it was Gracie Beauty SG yesterday. Yeah, I went through. I promised her that we would be doing some grammar today. All right, but let me know if there's anything you would like to go through. All right, but yes, beyond these results, okay, for those who are looking for some statistics, okay, so like statistically how are we doing, all right, I've also got you covered. Okay, so Writers at Work is actually one of the top English tuition centers in Singapore, when 90% of our students, our PSLE cohort, have achieved AR 1 of 4, and 90% of our secondary school cohort 3 grades of improvement. Okay, so as an established tuition center, we have been here since 2012. Okay, so parents and students can definitely be rest assured that we have all the resources we need for the success you desire. All right. Can you do the question? Oh, okay. We will be doing grammar in a little bit. Okay, in a little bit. Are there any other questions other than grammar that you would like to work on? Okay, you can let me know, and we can look through some resources together. All right. All right, but yes, definitely we understand as a center that English is not is a communicative skill, and it's something that not just impacts exam results but also the way we present ourselves at every stage of life. So again, it's super important, and we 200% understand that. All right, all right. Now, to give everyone a better understanding of what they'll be purchasing in this ebook, okay, I will be showing everyone some of the content as well as formats within the PSLE Oral Model Responses ebook. Okay, so take a look with me. Okay. Now, this is an example of the question within the ebook. These there are similar questions in the ebook. Okay, if you could choose, what time would you like school to start and end? Why? Okay, very important question. Okay, now again, with oral, it is not just about answering the question with strong content. Of course, content is important, but there's much more to that. You need structure. There are just a lot of different things. All right, when it comes to this. All right, so these are the kind of questions we'll be going through with our students. All right. Okay, now this is the new syllabus, just to give everyone an idea. Okay, unfortunately, there has been a change, all right? We can only work our way around it, all right? And work our way through it, all right? So in 2024, we had 30 marks, which is a 15% overall, okay? And now in 2025, we have 40 marks, which is a 20% overall, so there has been an increase of 5%. All right, and then we have 2024, we did posters. Okay, that was the medium of which we tested the students. All right, and now in 2025 we will be moving to photographs. All right, so there definitely is that jump, and it's so important that students are able to adjust accordingly. Okay, so with syllabus change, definitely there will be different ways of marking. Okay, so we want to make sure that students are on top of all of that. Okay, our teachers have all been updated, they have all worked with this new format, so definitely they will have the resources and abilities to help the students. All right, I'll share a bit more about what we do for with our teachers to ensure that they are updated. All right, but yes, definitely we have the resources. Okay, again, we have been here since 2012. We our teachers, our staff possess the trend analysis capability, so they will be able to work through it and make sure you are all on the right track. All right. Okay, special prize. Okay, like I mentioned before, this is the special prize that we have. All right, so special prize. Okay, everyone loves a sale. All right, it's a coupon code for Tuesdays for $5 off. Okay, so for those who are interested, you can go to our Podia website and make that purchase. Okay, so when it comes to the Podia website, you can just search Writers at Work Podia, all right, and you should be able to find it. All right, but of course, we will be showing you the QR code for you guys to scan, so you guys can do that if it's more convenient for you. Hi, Nathan. I like how it's always I love how it's always the same few people. Okay, you guys are true supporters of my lives. All right, how are you doing today, Nathan? How are you doing? You're walking home from school. Didn't the June holidays start? Or is it like extra classes that the teachers are giving out during the holidays? Because I understand, like, I remember the year I did PSLE, we went back to school during the holidays, and I only have the good memories of playing basketball with my friends after the extra classes, even though we were told to go home straight. Oh, P6 have to stay one more week. Ooh. But it's okay, it's chill because the school is empty other than for you guys. So you guys have, when it comes to recess and everything, you have all the equipment, the sports equipment to play with. So I think that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus. And personally, I enjoy going to school more than staying at home. I don't know. None of my friends have ever agreed with me on this when we were in school. They have always said that, mm, yeah, I spend too much time in school. I like eating the same thing every day. Same. Honestly, unless there are specific cravings like I want Western food or Chinese food today, I will always go for the same thing. Okay. Even at work, people always tell me that I eat the same thing. The moderator is smiling over here. Alright. But yes, it is completely understandable to eat the same thing every day. Alright. Now, the content. Content. Alright, we have the contents page. Okay, everyone can see over here. It is the contents page. Okay, so over here we have a few sections. Okay, including the PSLE oral exam rubrics. Okay, we will be going through that in more depth, definitely in this. Okay, I went through a little bit when I was talking about the changes that have been done to the syllabus. Okay, but over here we'll be going through it in more depth. All right, now we have the PSLE oral vocab guide. Okay, I think this is super important. It not only teaches you certain phrases that you can use in as substitution for I would say more foundational, more mundane phrases. Okay, so definitely a good addition to your resources. And also it teaches you when you can make the most of your sentence by putting in vocab. Okay, so I understand that some students, they have a lot of nice vocab in mind, but they find it hard to balance making something sound too chunky and something sounding too bland. Okay, so now what we do over here in the guide is that we also do talk about when is the right time to insert nice vocab, and why it's important to do that. All right, so these are all things that we talk about and we teach in the guide. All right, we also have the 2024 PSLE oral questions and suggested model responses. All right, so over here we will be giving you guys not only the questions that we see from top schools, okay, but we will also be giving you guys model responses that we feel will get good grades, that we are sure will get good grades. All right, and then we also have the section of using PEL method in PSLE oral examinations. Okay, so these are all super important methods. Okay, I feel like personally this is not something I grasped until I graduated, unfortunately. But strategies are something that have to be spoken about more. Is Rulang a good school? Ooh, I think I think it really depends what you think is a good school. Okay, um, because this is definitely when I know the mindset because when I was in P6, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go into the best school in Singapore. I'm gonna go into the best school, okay? And until I actually got into one of them, that I realized that, you know, that wasn't the school for me because it was very strict, okay? So definitely you have and I'm not someone who thrives on very strict teaching. I thrive on very, I would say, where the teachers are very, I would say, a more westernized culture. Okay, I went to RI. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, so no, 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 no. I went to an IP school, but it was not RI. Okay, but definitely I was yeah, I was fortunate enough that I could make a change halfway. Okay, but definitely, um, I would say from your understanding of yourself when it comes to choosing a secondary school, it's so important that you are looking at not just the ranking of the school, okay? Because the ranking of the school is the same piece of information that you can keep on repeating to people. I go to this school and it will feel good each time. But the thing is that you will be staying in that school for 4 years. Okay, if you're going for the O level stream, if you're going for IP stream, it's gonna be 6 years. Okay, that is a long time. Okay, that is a long time. And imagine if you are in a place where you don't enjoy anything over there, you're in a culture that you just don't resonate with. You're gonna be there for 6 years. You're gonna be there for 4 years. All right. So I would say beyond just looking at ranking, very important that you attend open houses, see how they um, how the students navigate different things, see how the teachers and how the teachers speak, how the teachers talk, the culture of the school, and overall learn more about the academic style. Okay, what are their teaching methods, what do they work with, ask more questions. All right, definitely ask more questions. All right, and figure out the culture that you enjoy, because one of the best things about education in Singapore is that we have that variety. Okay, so definitely it is a great opportunity. Open houses are a great opportunity to understand that. Okay, but also we have that. That is just my opinion. Okay, but from our center, we also have. I saw that we published a blog post about this exact topic. Okay, so you guys can actually go there and take a look. Yeah, you guys can go and take a look about what is what we feel is the right way to go about choosing a school, questions you should consider. All right, so you can definitely check out that blog post. All right, you can search up Brightness at Work blog post and you should be able to find it. All right, but yeah, I think a good school is whatever you feel like you will do the best in, because after all, secondary school is not the end goal, right? Secondary school is just a stepping stone to university or a stepping stone to a job that you want, right? Or just enjoying yourself, right? So in no way should it be the final goal, okay? So definitely choose something that makes you happy. I would definitely say that. That is the piece of advice I wish someone would have told me, okay? Because I was so like rank driven. I'm gonna go to NS. Everyone has to go to NS. All the guys have to go to NS, unfortunately. Even those who come back from overseas, they all have to go to NS. Singaporeans, they all have to go to NS. Okay, I'm so thankful that I don't have to. I remember being a young girl and telling my mom, "Mom, I want to go to NS one day. I will sign in with everyone, and yeah, I'll do better than all my guy friends." No, that is not what happened. Okay, now I struggle to be fit, so I'm so glad that I am not obligated to go to NS. Okay, yeah, definitely. But yeah, but some people enjoy NS. I have friends who enjoy NS, so if you're worried about that, don't be. Some people hate NS, some people enjoy NS. Again, it really depends on you. All right. Hi, Mianbao. Mianbao is here. We are just talking about choosing secondary schools, okay? And somehow we're talking about going to NS, all right? So again, so glad I don't have to go to NS. Okay, I would not have survived. Okay, I have I don't know. I am a city girl. I physically cannot survive that kind of um I don't know. I just can't do it. All right. All right, now we have the what else were we talking about? All right, the PEL strategies. Okay, we have that as well in this ebook, and the nine. I'm gonna change my gender. Hmm, I don't know. do they, I don't know the regulations of NS. Do they, if you change your gender, do they allow you to skip? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Or if it's like the gender you were assigned at birth that like determines it fully. I genuinely don't know actually. I know nothing about this kind of like regulations. I don't know if no, as in like even if you change your gender, you still have to go. You can only be medically unfit. Um, I'm actually not sure. I genuinely don't know. I just I have a lot of friends who you can do anything in it. But yeah, I don't know. I never truly yeah, I don't understand what's the regulations that they have in NS. I don't understand. And I have not read up about it. All right. And partially because I've never I don't have to go to NS, so you know. Okay. But yes, also we have the mock 2025 oral questions and suggested model responses. This is actually one of the key things over here. Okay, so I think when it comes to prepping for an exam, one of the best things you can do is to predict what's going to come out, and you practice it. Okay, now what this is something that definitely I wish I would have done more. Okay, not only my PSLE but in my O's and in my the final exam. Right, this is definitely something I wish I did a bit more. Okay, so yeah, especially now that we are a center that has been here for 13.5 years. Okay, we definitely have that resources. We definitely have that perspective. Okay, we are, you think English will come out in English? I am 100% sure that English will come out in English. All right. So yeah. So we have that. What do you call that in English? We have that. We are able to um do that trend forecasting a bit better. All right. So now we will be giving our students, okay, who buy this ebook, that mock responses. All right. So we essentially is the questions we predict will come out based on our years of looking at PSLE paper. All right. So definitely foresight. Thank you. Thank you. It was like the brain went boop for a second. All right. Okay. So definitely this is something that students can look forward to. Okay. Also, there will be an extra bonus where we will be giving the PSLE oral questions and suggested model answers. Okay, so these are all things that students can be looking can look at getting. Okay, especially if they are or you are going to PSLE soon. Okay, again, PSLE is a few months away. I am stressed out for everyone. All right. Okay, so just to show you guys the cover page. Okay, so we have the 2024 and the 2025. Okay, this is the mock PSLE oral exam questions. Okay, and suggested model responses. Okay, so it will come for both of them. All right. This price that you guys see here is not the final price. This is before discount. All right, so we do have a discount going on. Okay, but I'm sure I see a lot of people that are always here when I do live. So I'm assuming you guys know by now the price and everything. All right. So all right, let's move on. All right, parent testimonials. We always go through this. Okay, we are so happy that we have this community of parents. All right, so definitely I understand that a lot of students, a lot of parents might be asking at this point, why should we choose you? There are a lot of people selling these ebooks online. There are a lot of people selling these ebooks in popular. These are all options, okay, but why choose us? Okay, so we, like I said before, we have been here since 2012. Okay, um, we have that history, we have that experience in trend forecasting, we have that experience in guiding students through their PSLE journey. Okay, it is a tough journey, and we have helped many students get the AL1 to AL4 that they desire. All right, so definitely it is something that we're super proud of. Okay, and over here, as you can see, our parents have given amazing feedback. They have given us amazing testimonials. Over here, you can see from Felix Ko, we have the teacher at WOW is extremely passionate and dedicated to improving the English standards of our child. To encourage my child into reading, the teacher brought along a few books of different genres to lend my child. We are happy that our child has found the right genre and gained interest in reading. Thank you, Miss Afika. All right. And from Mr. Sita, we have this is the first year that our P6 girl is attending the enrichment class at Writers. Very patient and experienced teachers. My girl has improved her writing and paper too. Okay. And then we have parent testimonials. Okay. A bit more of that from Miss Betty Lim. Okay, I highly recommend Writers at Work to those who need help with composition writing. Okay, my elder son scored AL4 in primary 5 to AL2 for his P6 results right after joining only 1 year. Okay, and over here from Venice Huang, we have my kids have shown great improvements in their English language ever since they joined Writers at Work, and I'm glad we have found Writers at Work. Okay, so definitely a lot of positivity. Okay, we are again super proud of these students, and definitely we hope that more students can get this kind of grades. All right. Okay, now the preparation that I was talking about that we give our teachers. Okay, so our teachers are definitely all updated on the latest syllabus. They will always be ahead. Okay, now we will always give teachers our lesson preparation training. Okay, so to help them to understand framework, curriculum frameworks to incorporating innovative teaching methods. Okay, these are all things that we regularly review with our teachers. Okay, and try to equip them with as much content as possible so that they have the confidence they need to excel in classroom. All right, so these are definitely things we all work on with our teachers. All right, so definitely do not fear. All right, so here is the QR code for our ebooks. Okay, you guys can take a look. Okay, so it is currently I think it was 44.90. All right, so you guys can make that purchase after scanning this QR code. Okay, but definitely we have a lot of other available ebooks for everyone to view. Okay, you guys can take a look. We have bundle sales as well for those who are looking for a bit more value, a bit more you guys are looking to get a bit more ebooks. Okay, you guys can buy them together as a bundle and enjoy some more savings. All right, but for now, I hope I answered all your questions. Okay, feel free to WhatsApp the number above 8404-9281, or just tell me if you guys have any questions. Okay, and I will let you guys know the answer. All right. But for now, we will be moving to grammar. All right, and you guys can take the chance to start thinking about what other materials you guys would like me to work with. What other maybe synthesis and transformation. We did that a lot yesterday. Or even vocab. Okay, it's up to you. Or if you guys would prefer me to just go through the synonyms of different words, some of the common ones that we can use. Okay, the foundations. Okay, these are all things that are super important. Okay, and I will be happy to go through with you guys. All right, so now I am going to share my screen. Okay, if you will give me time for buffer. Moderator, could we blank out the screen for a minute? All right. Yeah, you did it right. You did it right this time. Because I need to share here. Alright, you can put the screen back on. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at these two sets, alright? Okay. Alright, let's go through. Okay, I see a lot of people flooding in, a bit more people flooding in now that we're finally doing the questions. Alright. Gracie Beauty, you came in just as I started going through grammar. Hi. Gracie Lam is also here. Wait, are you guys the same person or are you guys both just called Gracie? I don't know. Are you the same person? Oh, you're sisters. Wait, are you guys using similar accounts? Or are you guys both just called Gracie Lam? There's no way. You guys are both called Gracie. Oh, we're using our mom's phone. Oh, okay, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, huh. Two people both called Gracie Lam. And you guys are sisters. I was like, I never heard of this before. Okay, but if you're using your mom's phone, it makes yeah, we two sisters use mom's phone. It makes more sense. Are you guys both the same age? Are you guys twins? That is so cool. Growing up, okay, after I reached a certain age, I've always wanted a twin. Okay, I did. I did. What a moderator is making a face. No, you guys are not twins. You guys are not twins. I think twins would be so fun. You can always have you can share things. Okay, I think they can be kind of annoying, but also kind of fun. Especially now, let's say I don't want to spend money on makeup. I can say okay, I'll pay half, and then my sister can have the makeup, and then we can like share it. That'll be so cool. And to have someone who looks exactly like you. But that's for identical twins. It's different. All right, let's go through the question. All right. Okay. Tim blank, a curious boy who loved exploring. Okay. Over here we have was, were, is. Okay, now what might the answer be? Okay. What might the answer be? I'm gonna wait for some answers to flood in before we start annotating the question a bit better. Sure, can zoom out. Oh, right. I forgot that. It does crop out. Can you guys see better when I do this? Oh, it's still very small. Okay, there we go. Okay, now great. Okay, great. Okay. Tim blank, a curious boy who loved exploring. Okay, so we have hi Gracie Beauty. Alright. So options are was, were, and is. Alright. Any idea what the answer might be? Any idea? Okay, I see a lot of people joining. Hi everyone. Okay, Gracie Lam says was. I'm gonna circle was first, and then we're gonna look at the other options. Okay, Gracie Beauty, any idea what the answer might be? Any idea what the answer might be? Is there anyone here? You can call me Nicole. Okay, Gracie Lam. Calling. So Gracie Lam is your mother's name. I've been calling you your mother's name this entire time. Okay, you're Nicole. Okay, I see. You're Nicole. I always have to like do that mental switch. Okay, like I don't know, you guys remember Hong Kong, right? His name is not Hong Kong. So every single time I read his username, I have to like think for a bit before I call him Hong Kong, and I feel really bad about it because he says his friends make fun of him for it. But then at the same time I have to like, okay, his name is Hong Kong, and I have to have like process because my brain auto generates Hong Kong in my head. Alright. Okay. Tim. Okay, so now let's look at this. Okay, Tim is the subject we're talking about over here. And since we are talking about a single person, we are talking about saying that he is singular. Alright. Okay, a curious boy, okay, who loved exploring. Okay, I want to highlight this one because we're using a past tense over here. So we can kind of tell that this is a past tense narration. So essentially what a past tense narration is that we are recounting something that happened, right? past tense. Okay, so we can tell that it is past tense narration, which is essentially recounting. Okay, I just realized I'm writing out of the screen. That is so annoying. Wait, let me just make sure that everyone can see what I'm writing. Okay, it would be very painful if I spend this much time writing and then nobody can see what I'm writing. Okay, there we go. Okay. So these are the two pieces. You can call me Kelly. So Nicole and Kelly. Oh, I see. Is Kelly short for something, or is your name like, is it just your full name? Is it like short for something? All right. Okay, was a curious boy. Okay, now let's look through the options. Were is plural, so we definitely know it's not the answer. Okay, I'm canceling out were. Is present tense, so it doesn't make sense because we're doing recounting over here, so it won't be the answer. So I'm gonna cancel out both. Okay, leaving was as the answer. Good job to, I think it was Nicole who gave me the answer. Nicole, yes. Nicole gave me the answer. Great job. All right. One day he blank a strange looking key in his backyard. Okay, that is never good. That is exactly how a horror story starts. I don't know if anyone has watched Coraline over here. That's exactly how the story starts, okay? But if you're not, if you haven't watched it, please don't watch it. It scared me. Okay? As an adult, it scared me. Okay? Okay, Nicole says found. Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Okay. Hi, Ishak. Welcome to the live, everyone. All right, I see some people rolling into the live. All right, what day is it today? Today's a Friday. So I'm assuming that some people will be more free towards the afternoon. All right. Okay, found. Okay, Kelly says found as well. You have to give me a bit of time. So you see that pause before I say your name because I'm reading Gracie Beauty SG. I'm reading Gracie Lam, and I'm like, okay, no, that one's called Nicole. This one is called Kelly. All right. Okay, found. Let's take a look. Okay, now that we are talking about recounting, okay, we have to know that this is something that stays consistent throughout the story. Meaning that, essentially what I mean by that is, let's say we are considering all the different phrases, the context of the story, we will always have to remember the fact that this will be a past tense narration. Whatever we're doing here will be a past tense unless there is a required change, all right? So let's go through it and you can understand better, okay? One day he, okay, now let's look, okay, find is present. It is these two are both not past tense. So we are going to cancel both of them out. Found is past tense, so it is the answer. One day he found. Okay, great job to, what was the one? Oh, both Nicole and Kelly guessed it. Great job. All right, great job. Okay, strange looking key in his backyard. He had no idea what it blank to, but he was determined to find out. Okay, so again, another idea, determined that it is recounting. Okay, he had no idea. Okay, what might the answer be? Okay, what might the answer be? Okay, you are Kelly. Kelly. Okay, Kelly says belong. Kelly says belong. Okay, I'm gonna circle belong. Okay, what about Nicole? What about Nicole? Super dry eyes. That's why you guys keep seeing me doing this. Super dry eyes. Belonged. Okay, Nicole says belonged. Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, now in this story, in this passage, the recounting stays constant. So we are looking for something with a past tense, okay? Recounting essentially it is past tense narration. Your tense will be past tense, all right? So over here, since we are seeing, unfortunately, belong and belongs, these two are both not past tense, okay? So we would have to go with belonged with the ed because that is past tense, all right? So unfortunately, that is the answer, all right? Okay. Okay. Did you choose belong because you saw the word to? Is that why? By any chance? Right? While I wait for your reply, let's move on. All right. As he, okay, as he blanked the garden, he blanked something glinting under the shed. Okay, what might the answer be? Let's start with the first one first. This one I'm dotting over here. Okay. Search, searched, searches. Okay. Okay. Searched. Okay. Okay, searched. Which section is this? Okay, this is not any particular section, okay? I'm making this something like a close, okay? This is something that I made to help everyone to go through their grammar, all right? We will be doing something from a paper. We can do something from a paper later on, but now I am just going through grammar, all right? I'm just going through grammar. Okay, this is not from a paper. This is not from a paper. This is something I made. All right. Okay, over here we have as he searched, and searches the garden. Okay, so over here we have to keep the idea that we are staying consistent with the recounting. We're staying consistent with the past tense. Okay, the past tense continue. So as he searched the garden. So ed, because this is like the past two, okay? Search and searches is not past tense, okay? So it will be search. Okay, Sue says saw, okay? He blank something glinting in the shed. Sue says saw. I'm going to circle that. Okay, any other answers? Any other answers? Let's wait and see if there are any other answers. Okay, Callie says saw as well. Okay, let's see what other people say. Anyone with any different answers? Okay, I'm just gonna move on. He saw something glinting under the shed. Makes sense because this is past tense. Okay, we want to keep the past tense consistent. We want to keep it that it's recounting. Okay, saw is a past tense of see. Okay, so these two are both not past tense, so we will be using saw. Okay, great job, everyone. All right. Hi, Aizen. We are currently going through some questions I made myself. Okay, this is some not vocab, some grammar close questions. Okay, you guys can take a look. Okay, you guys can take a look. We're going through it together. Aizen, do you have school today? Did you have school today? I feel like today is a gloomy day again. Even though you guys can see that the sun is kind of a bit brighter here today than it was yesterday, it still looks so gloomy from my end. I don't know what is going on with the weather. No, it looks so gloomy. Is it just like the building? Oh, oh, there. You guys have the films in. Oh, okay, okay. So it's not that it's a gloomy day. It's just that there are films installed in the window. Okay, okay, my bad. June holiday. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming you are I forgot which grade were you. Which year are you in? You are. I'm assuming you're around like primary 5, or if you've graduated, you're not doing your O's this year, because I see that people who are doing their O's and people who are doing their PSLE, they are staying back in school. They are spending more time in school or having to go back during the holidays. You're primary 6 as well. Do you have to go back to school during the holidays? Or is it just, I think it was Yuri's potato that needed to go back to school during her June holidays. I don't know. I personally always liked going back to school. No, you don't have to go back to school. Huh. So it's like a school thing. It's a different school thing. All right, I see. I see. Is there any school that you have in mind? You're doing PSLE this year. Any school you have in mind? All right. Well, you guys can tell me your answers. ACSI, like international or institution? Is it ACS institution or international? Oh, right, independent. Okay, my bad, my bad. Oh, right. Institution is JC? Is it? Okay. I see. I see. What do you like about the school? It is, from what I heard, it is quite Western. Is there anything you like? I think it's so important to have something specific that you do like about the school you're planning to attend. All right. 4K. We are at 4.1K. Thank you, everyone. Aircon. That is valid though. But I think most secondary schools have AC, you know? Right? Should have, right? Or is it like some rooms? Aizen, I think you have to find a school that has more than just AC, okay? You're going to be there for ACS independent is 4 years, right? 4 years? Yeah. All rooms. Okay, never mind. That's a valid argument. Okay. Oh, I see. And also CCA. Honestly, one of the things that I disliked about um my old secondary school, like the first one that I was in, is that we didn't really get that much of a choice in CCAs. It was mostly about your abilities, and I was, let's just say, I was not a sporty person, and I was also not like a very talented dancer. So I had no choice but to join a uniform group. Robotics, wow. You know what, valid. If there's something specific that you like about it, go for it. Even the canteen differs. What do you mean the first? Oh, you have affiliation. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, yes. If you have affiliation, that is definitely something you should consider, right? Canteen differs. What do you mean canteen differs? I feel like canteen is also super important. I don't know. But honestly, when it comes to the food prices, they are pretty much all the same across schools. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm such a massive foodie, so I would definitely be looking at the canteen as well. All right, but yeah, canteen super important. I think, mm, yeah, it's okay. You have looked at all the right things. All right, let's go on. Okay, into this. Okay, it was a sunny morning when my family and I blanked to visit the zoo. Okay, does anyone have any answers? Anyone have any answers? Okay. Aizen says decided. Aizen says decided. Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Sue says decided as well. Kelly says decided as well. Don't judge me. I am having some sweets because a bit of a scratchy throat. Okay, everyone's decided. All right. Now the main thing that I saw over here when I was looking at the question is that it says it was. Okay, this is similar to the previous set of questions that we did, because the fact that it starts off with a past tense shows us that this is a past narrative. Okay, I'm going to show you guys over here. So it's a past tense narration. Essentially what they're doing over here is that they're recounting whatever is going on. Are you a sweet tooth? 200%. Okay, but I'm someone who I love all kinds of dessert. Whether you're talking about croissants, um, is it Danishes? What are you talking about, like Chinese dessert, like almond paste, or are you talking about like bingsu, or I forgot what the Japanese one is called. I love all of them. Your font is so small. How to read? Sorry. Is it? Do you guys read? Let me see. It does seem readable on my end though. Hmm. Okay, I'll zoom in to the best I can. But yes, I am a sweet tooth. However, recently, I went to the TCM, okay, and I was told that I'm not allowed to eat sweet stuff anymore. Moderator is laughing. Evil laughter. Yeah, I'm not allowed to eat sweet stuff anymore. I was told that I have to cut off all sweet stuff. Yeah, that is one of the saddest things I've heard. I can't do anything about it. I don't know. I've been trying to switch to like, and the worst part is I'm not just a sweet tooth, I'm also a snacker. I'm also a massive snacker, meaning when I'm doing something, I need to be chewing something. Okay, so if anyone has any like good ideas, like alternatives, please let me know. Like a sugarless lollipop brand or something, please let me know. Because I've been thinking about switching to like vegetables, but I just always get lazy to like wash them, and I just end up still snacking on biscuits. Right? So yeah. Alright. Definitely a sweet tooth though. Alright. Okay, it was a sunny morning. Okay, so again, past narrative, past tense narration, and it's recounting. Okay, so we will definitely be looking for something with past tense. Decide and decides. These two are both not past tense, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose decided. So all of you are correct. Alright, great job. Alright. We arrived early to avoid the crowd. Okay, so what might the answer be? Yay. Okay, any idea what the second answer might be? Gracie, not Gracie Lam. Your name is Nicole. Sorry. Okay, you say arrive. Aizen says arrive. Okay, Nicole also says arrive. Wait, Gracie Beauty SG is Nicole or is it Kelly? It's Kelly, right? Gracie Beauty SG is Kelly, and Gracie Lum is Nicole, or is it the other way around? Right, right. Gracie Lum is Nicole. Yes, 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 yes. Gracie Beauty SG is Kelly. Okay, okay, okay. Woo. Alright. Got mixed up. Okay. Now, again, we want to keep the past tense consistent. Okay, so it is arrived. Great job, everyone. Okay. One more question before it starts getting harder. Alright? It will start getting harder. Alright. IDK, thank you so much for sharing the live. June Biao, thank you so much for sharing the live. Oh, people are spamming share. Thank you so much. Okay, Sue says walk. Okay. Sue is like, come on, get on with the live. Come on, let's get on with it. Alright. Walked. As we walked through the entrance, we were greeted by cheerful stuff. As we walked through, as we walking through. My friend needs this. That you're such a good friend, but at the same time it sounds so funny. Same, my friend is getting AL9. Oh no. Okay, okay. We often teach here on TikTok Live, so definitely your friends and you can join if you guys feel like it would help, alright? You guys are such nice friends. Okay. Okay, walked. Alright, great. Alright. Alright. Okay. Now, again, you can see by the word greeted, we were greeted, okay, it does show that we are trying to keep like the recounting and the past narration thing consistent, okay? So these are all things that give us hints on what it will be, okay? Now, walk and walking, they're both not past tense, so I'm gonna go with walked, okay? Okay, one more before it gets hard. I see something skibidi joined the live. Are you what's his name? Something Biao's friend or June Biao's friend, or are you IDK's friend? Susie's talking, okay? Okay. Any answer? Okay, talking, talking, talking. Okay. Okay. Any other answers? Okay. Okay. No one else? Okay. Now, I do want to highlight this. We have always been using past tense. Okay, so what would we be using here? Okay, I do want to highlight that stop. Okay, stop is usually followed by a gerund. Okay, essentially something that ends is a verb plus ing. Okay, verb plus ing. So the only one that we see has an ing over here is talking. So that is the answer. Good job, everyone. All right, great job. 6K, 6.1K, that is great. Thank you everyone for the likes. Aiden, are you watching? His friend is just calling him out. That's so. Aiden, June Biao wants you to improve on your English grades. He is a very sweet friend. Sue says were. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Were. Any other answers? Were. Okay, were. Alright. The lions were. Okay. So over here, we have to also focus on the fact that we're talking about the lions over here. Now, specifically because we see the S over here, we can see that lions is plural. Exactly. That is correct. Lions is more than one. That is correct. All right. The lions is plural, so over here was is also past tense. Is definitely not because it's present tense, okay? Was is past tense as well, but you're only talking about singular over here. We're talking about plural over here, so we're going to be choosing were and not was. Sue says plural, that is correct. Great job. Aizen also says plural, great job. Alright, so everyone understands this, that's great. Alright. The lions were lying under the shade trying to stay cool. Okay, then we headed to the monkey habitat. Okay, I remember when I was a kid, we went to the zoo, and one of the things that scared us the most, because we always thought monkeys looked exactly kind of like humans, you know, they had like proportionate faces and everything. Then we went to the zoo and we saw big nosed monkeys for the first time, and their noses drooped all the way down here. And I remember my cousin getting this like so scared. She feared her life. She was running in circles trying to get behind my parents. That was interesting situation. Swung. Everyone says swung. All right. Okay. Okay. From brunch to brunch and meet funny faces at us. Okay. Now the past tense of swing is swung. Okay. Swing and swings are both not the answer because they're both not past tense. We're gonna go with swung. Okay, do understand that sometimes I know that a lot of people and it's true that when you add ed it is usually past tense, but in certain cases you can't say it like swinged. Okay, there are certain specific words that require you to change it completely, like in this case you have swung. Okay, so do take note. All right. Okay, from brunch to brunch and made funny faces at us. All right, we all laughed and blank photos. Okay, Nicole says took 7K. Yes, we are at 7K. I feel like every day is a road to 10K of you guys, every single day. Thank you so much for the likes. Okay, okay, took. Okay, again, take and taken, they're not past tense. Over here, took is the past tense. Okay, so again, there's difference like take, you don't say taked, you say took. You don't say take, you say took. Over here, you don't say swinged, you say swung. And you can imagine that when you say bring, you don't say bring, you say brought. Okay, so there are certain words that you just have to be a bit more careful with. Okay, so I would definitely say practice will make that easier. Okay, definitely will make that easier, but that is for most that's for almost all subjects actually. Everyone spam. Thank you so much for the likes, everyone. 7.5, we're hitting 8K so soon. Took. Okay, okay. Later we sat down to have lunch. While we blank, a peacock came near to us. Okay, Aizen says we're eating. Any other answers? Sue also says we're eating. Any other answers? Okay. 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 Nicole, no, it's correct. It is correct. It is we're eating, not we are eating. It's okay. Oh, okay. No, no, it was typo. It was typo. All right, all right. Okay. While we were eating. Okay, now I do want to highlight why this is the answer. Okay, firstly, while we know that eat and eaten cannot be the answer because they're both not past tense, okay, I want to highlight why it's not while we were eat, why it is instead we were eating. Okay, now when you add the ing, you are highlighting the fact that it is not only a past tense, it is a, oh my god, we're out of space. I'm gonna put it over here. It is a past continuous. Okay, so it is essentially used to describe something, an ongoing action, okay, during which something happened. Okay, so over here, like we're saying, while we were eating, okay, that's action one. A peacock came near to us, so it's action two. Okay, so essentially there are two actions that are taking place. Action two is taking place when action one is happening. Okay, so we are going to use the word were eating, so past continuous. All right, it's spreading its beautiful feathers and surprised us all. Okay, what might the answer be? Okay. Spread. Oh, I didn't see everyone's answers. All right, spread. Oh. But why is it spread? Why is it spread? Honestly, I'm gonna wait for everyone to tell me this. Okay, because this is an interesting one. I do want to make sure that everyone knows this. I'm back here to our itinerary. Hi, Mariah. Mariah, did you have school today? There is no past tense. Ooh. Okay. Any other answers? Any answer? Any answers? Any other answers why it is spread? Okay. No, finally. Also, you had extra classes before this, like usually, and then today you did not. So like your, what am I saying? Your supplementary classes finally stopped. Is that it? Okay. While we're waiting for people to give me their answers, I will annotate this. Okay. Spread. Okay. Obviously, spreads and spreading, they are not past tense. Okay, but I want to highlight that there are certain words like spread. Okay, spread is an irregular verb. Okay, essentially what it means is not that let's see who said that. Nicole, it is not that it doesn't have past tense. Okay, it's just that it is in the same form for past, present, and past principle. Okay, yeah, but step still got. Oh, okay, I see. But you're taking PSLE this year, so you know. Okay, so irregular verb, essentially what it means that, okay, I'm gonna write, its base form is spread, its past tense, spread it is not actually grammatically correct. Okay, it's not actually grammatically correct. You don't say he spread it the butter. He spread the butter. All right, so spread it is actually not correct. Right, but it is easy to make that mistake. Okay, so there are certain words to be more careful about. Okay, and we have past participle. I hope you guys can understand my handwriting. Past participle. All right. Okay, let's see. It's also spread. All right. They are all spread, so it has the same form. Okay, so when you say the peacock came near to us, even though we are trying to keep the past tense consistent in this passage, we have to use spread simply because the past tense form is also spread in this word. All right. Okay. So answer is spread. Great job to everyone. Okay. Okay. After lunch, we blank to visit the gift shop before heading home. What might the answer be? What might the answer be? Okay, 2 decided. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Decided, okay, decided is past tense. That is correct. We want to keep things consistent, okay? Deciding and decide is not past tense, so we will keep it with decided. So the answer is decided. All right. Okay. Now, for the rest of this live, okay, we actually have 8 more minutes. Okay, so I actually want to go through a list of irregular verbs. So words to be careful of when you guys are doing grammar. Okay, just to make sure everyone understands this. All right. Now, I'm gonna add in some words that some trick questions. Okay, some trick questions. All right. Okay, let's start with this one. Let me just add another page. All right. I have terrible handwriting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can everyone see what I'm writing on this? Okay, I'm gonna have to move here a bit. 8.7K. Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for the likes. We are hitting past 5K each day now. That is crazy. Okay, I can't imagine how much you guys must have spammed, but I am so grateful. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's look at this. Go. Okay, what would the past tense be of go? Just use fingers. I have very dry fingers. So when I use my fingers on the iPad, it doesn't really sense it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if moisturizer will help, but I can type on my phone and the sensor works fine. It's just this iPad that just for some reason does not sense my fingers other than it only senses the stylus. So it is quite inconvenient, I would say. All right, go. What is the past tense of go? Okay, what is the past tense of go? Okay, the past tense of go is went. Great job. Okay, so this is an to give you guys an idea of what irregular verbs are. Okay, so a mistake that people might make, I hope no one makes this mistake, is gold. Okay, so it is not always in this case. Okay, and let's see, run. This is a everyone should know this one. Goat. Please don't write that in your exam. Any more? Ran, yes, that is correct. So again, not run, okay, not run. Please be very, very careful. Okay. Okay, this is something that I remember making that mistake when I was in school. Begin. What is the past tense of begin? Teacher 家 goat to get across. Goat. Oh. Okay, begin. What is Yeah, okay, see, this is the common issue, okay? There is the word begun or begin. But which one is it? Which one is it? Okay. If a bee had a gun. Mariah. All right. Okay, I see some answers. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Nicole, that is correct. That is correct. Okay. So now begin, the past tense of begin is actually began. Okay. So it is not beginned. Beginned. It's not beginned. Okay, it's began. Okay. Now, what people often mix up is begun. Okay. Now, and I have to admit, I have made that mistake. Okay, I have made that mistake before as well. Now, begun, like Nicole said, is the past participle. Okay, okay? It's the past participle form of the word begin, okay? So it is, please be careful, okay? Don't write begun when you're supposed to be using past tense. Screenshot, definitely, definitely. Okay, but before that, let's see what else, okay? Okay, ride. What is the past tense of ride? What is the past tense? Ridden. Okay. See some people say ridden. Okay, see? Rid. Okay, see? The weather is so cold yesterday and today is a complete opposite. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I was just saying to everyone, it seems so gloomy today, and then I just heard that the reason why it always looks gloomy over here is because there are is that films? What do you call that? Like solar films in our windows. I didn't know that. Okay, okay. I see everyone getting a bit confused. That is the exact thing I want to happen. Okay, it's actually wrote. Okay, ridden is not the past tense. Okay, ridden is the past participle. Okay, please be very careful. Wrote. Okay, and another mistake that people often make. Okay, this one is very very common as well. Choose. What is the past tense of choose? I make this mistake as well. What is the mistake? What is the word here? Sue. Okay, everyone say chose. Chose. You guys are better than me. I always thought it was choosed. I used to think it was choosed, and I was like, huh. Okay, it is chose. Okay, chosen is the past participle. Okay, chosen is the past participle. Okay, please be careful. Oh, I wrote it wrongly. It is 1-0, not 2. No. This is so hard to work with. Okay, 1-0. Okay, okay. Okay, another one. Drink. What is drink? Drink. Okay, this will be the last one. Handwriting is slowly progressing. Okay, I think it's getting better only because this is a big blank page for me to write on. Okay, so other than that, I would struggle. Drunk me. Drink. Drunk. Okay, let's see. Okay, drink past tense is drank. Yes, drunk is past participle. Okay. Okay, so we have come to the end of this live. We'll be starting the other live in around, I think, 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, screenshot, sure. Okay, so you guys can choose. Do you guys want to do more of this in the next live, or if you guys would want to do something different, more grammar in the next live? Okay, you guys can let me know in the next live. Okay, we will be having like yeah, a few minutes break, and